Hello everyone, and welcome to another Avengers Fast-Play video. I am your host, CarrotBoy3000. Today should be August 3rd. I'm disappointed in the day that I will mess that up in some way. We're starting all the way from the main menu. You got to see my little team there. I don't know who we're going to play as. Hi, how you doing today? This should be Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It absolutely is August 3rd. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Let's play as Kamala. I really have been enjoying playing as Kamala recently. Not recently, like months now. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. As I mentioned in the last Fast Play video, it's not free comic book day. It's regular comic book day. Chill out with all the free stuff. Free comic book day was a while ago. Let's go with her Cosmic Glow skin, why don't we? Her Cosmic Glow skin. I was trying to think of the name of that skin earlier today. I was like, Cosmic Power? Cosmic Energy? I couldn't remember it for the life of me. I think we're going to do a threat sector. Actually, maybe we should do... Why not do a villain sector? Why not? I'm feeling crazy. I'm feeling crazy, dog. I do know one thing. We do have to look up the national holiday. So let me just look that up really quickly. I totally forgot. No, we're not teaming up with anybody online. Although, it might be kind of fun. Oh, well, we already did it. October. Wait, October. Did I say October? August 3rd national holiday. It's funny it knows exactly which national... Whoa! This one is giving me multiple choices. Whoa, wait a second. No way. All right. So I guess there are categories for national holidays. And so under the special interest national holiday is Clean Your Floors Day. I'm sorry. What? But that is crazy because the first thing I was going to say, and I forgot. I always start these fast play videos with like something on my mind, and I never get to it. I never end up getting to it. That's why I end up recording a bunch of them in one sitting, because I'm like, I have to get to this subject. But I was actually going to mention, like, my background has been so cluttered for every one of these videos. Oh, I think I forgot to turn off the haptic feedback again, didn't I? Show me. It's not as bad on Kamala, but it's still unacceptable. It still cannot be. But yeah, I was going to mention that, like, you know, I spent all this time putting my long boxes, my graphic long boxes in the background, so that way they, you know, kind of have a nice backdrop, and it makes this little tiny room, only for me to mess it up by cluttering everything, right? So I'm very upset with myself in that regard. All right, why am I accessories? Yeah, here we go. We want that off. Sorry I'm not more prepared, but hey, that's just what you get. No, I am genuinely sorry that I'm not more prepared, because, you know, I want to be more prepared. I have a bad backdrop. I'm not prepared for the video, or I didn't prepare my, you know, controller. Who am I? Still playing a lot of Back 4 Blood. But yeah, so happy National Clean Your Floors Day, which is, by the way, very bizarre holiday choice, right? My gosh. Holiday. That's a strong word for that, you know? Let's celebrate. It's a passive-aggressive day. Let's celebrate cleaning our floors. And why the floor specifically? Why not, like, the house? Is there something that I don't... Oh, sorry. I hate when I attack the people. It makes me feel like a bad Avenger, because I am. Can you imagine if Kamala Khan just ran up on you and was just like, here's a giant fist. Captain America just threw a shield at your head, and you're like, I'm trying to help you. My gosh, I swear, my mind goes like a mile a minute when I do these in a way that doesn't happen on stream. I feel like on stream I'm way more focused. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe regular viewers will tell me that that's wrong. But yeah, so weird of a holiday. Maybe they wouldn't call it a holiday. I mean, that was the literal first result. That's why I went with it. All the other holidays that we've done so far have been, you know, the first result at the top of Google, and I just go with it. You know what I mean? Very, you know, instead of calling it lazy, I'll call it minimalist, you know? I'll call it minimalist research. I like to consider myself a minimalist. You don't need all that information. JK, if you're doing something more important than a daily Let's Play, do your research. Do proper, better research than I do for national holidays. But yeah, clean your floors today. And I gotta do the same. I really wanna... As much as I love Elvira being in the back of the videos, you can't even see her head, which is the most important part of her body, although she might disagree. But we can't even see her beautiful beehive haircut, which I always call it. And she belongs on the other side of the room. That's just how it works. It's just, the thing is, my comics are over there, and again, like I said, I'm cataloging books, and it's a lot to like lift and put back and move around. So I might move them back tonight. Next Fast Play you see, it might be changed. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Kamala recently. You know, I talk about this all the time about, like, I think I mentioned this already in a video about, like, tier lists and, like, how Black Panther was at the bottom of my tier list. You know, Kamala was for a long time, too, and now she hasn't been for a while. But, like, back in my old house, you know, she was pretty low there for a while. And then when the raid came out, I was like, you know what? I want to be more helpful to my team. You know what it was? It was for Doomkilla, Doom Squad Gaming's, Secret Wars event, which is such an exciting event, such a cool idea. Doomkilla has such great ideas, you know, for the community. And when I had gotten my team together, which I believe off the top of my head was Jazzy Butters, Icky Poo, and J-Shock Blast. It was originally Slip Shock, but he tagged in the other Shock. Because he had a scheduling conflict or something, and we were preparing for Secret Wars, which, by the way, which, if you don't know what Secret Wars was, it was a community, fan kind of event led by Doom Squad Gaming and Doomkilla HD, and it was just teams would form to complete the raid, and I believe a villain sector, or the Monica villain sector specifically, and one other mission as fast as they could, and that was how you competed, and whoever completed it first was the winner. And bugs, doesn't matter if you experienced a bug, that's just the roll of the dice. And I've mentioned this many times before. I haven't experienced as many bugs as a lot of people have. I've experienced more in the past year than I did the first year. But that Secret Wars was one of the worst, like, in a connected period of time, one of the worst times for bugs. Wow, they're getting me. I forgot I'm a healer. Come on. We could not get anywhere. We had to keep restarting. It was very, very frustrating and super disappointing because we did some good time and we were really excited to compete. So it was a bummer that had happened. But still, I know I'm not the most competitive person in the world. My wife is very competitive, but I am not a competitive person. I know other people are. So I was just happy to participate, but there's no denying it was super frustrating. Like, it was just like, we couldn't even play the game. We couldn't even compete. It was super bizarre. And so during that, I was like, you know what? I want to be more useful to the team. Normally I would play as Widow, but I'm going to play as Kamala because I know how to build her as a support character, and I want to build her as a support character, and that's what I ended up doing. And I think from, when we did our practice runs, it turned out really well, right? But not the final thing. So since then, I've been putting a lot of time into Kamala, and whenever or not whenever, but like for a while when I would play the raid, I would use Kamala specifically, and she's a fun character. She's a lot of fun. She's a visually cool character. Her animations are awesome and super inventive, for all the people who think like stretching powers are too silly. I think Kamala looks so cool in this game, like so incredibly cool. So she's a fun character. But yeah, Secret Wars was a good time. Preparing for, at least. And even if we didn't like really get to compete, it was just a cool idea. Like, to come up with that kind of competitive speedrunning idea for like a big event, like just a community-wide event, I thought that was so cool. I just thought that was such a cool, smart idea. And again, like, Doomkilla has always, like, ever since like I found out about Doomkilla, like, always has such creative ideas. and is just such a cool creator on the platform. So I hope you enjoy. You know, that reminds me. A couple days ago. Oh no, don't cough. A couple days ago, for a fast play, I uploaded an entire raid, which is funny because in multiple ways it went against everything that Avengers Fast-Play is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be quick, and it's supposed to be unedited, and it's supposed to be, you know, recorded, not streamed. And I don't know, I did the raid. I literally started the raid, and I was like, oh, this would be really fun for Avengers Fast-Play, because it would be... You know, I want to do, like, you know, multiple different types of missions. Like, we haven't done a villain sector yet, right? We've done a bunch of drop zones and a bunch of threat sectors. But I was like, when is the next time? And also, it's so rare. Like, I hadn't played the raid in such a long time, and I was like, when is the next time I'm gonna get an opportunity to play the raid with friends? I predict that I'm gonna have quite the cough in this video. I don't want to, but that could trigger my asthma, so fair warning. But anyway, it was just such a rare occasion, and, you know, I was with such fun and cool people, and I was like, this would be cool to post on Avengers Fast-Play. Plus, just for me, you know, a lot of the time when it comes to, like, posting stuff like that, I like to watch my own videos and, like, I don't know, just in the background, and to have, like, that available, it is fun for me to just listen to in the background. I will say... for all of the fast play videos, I'm sorry that there are some editing problems. I've kind of been using it as like a playground to test out some of my editing choices. So like syncing up my lip sync in the first 3 episodes, that wasn't the case, which is why the gameplay audio is a little bit off. If you never noticed it and I just spoiled that for you, I'm sorry. But doing that and recording it helped me figure out how to get it better to where it is now, which I think now it's pretty good. Fast play... The raid that we played, the audio for my you know, chat for my group, my team, was lower than I wanted it to be. Even though I think you can still hear it, it's definitely louder than it was at the start of the video. But that's something to keep in mind for the future. And again, like it helps me figure this stuff out for, you know, better videos. I love this boss fight. I know a lot of people dislike robots in Avengers. They think it's something, I don't know. They don't like robots in Avengers. But I can't think of a, you know, a cooler thing for a superhero to fight than a robot. I mean, I can think of a cooler thing, but like I'm not. What I'm saying is that, like, I think you know, superheroes fighting robots is cool, and I also think it's just part of their bread and butter. You know what I mean? Like I think. You know, when I think of the first thing that a superhero would fight, I think of an evil robot. You know what I mean? And I think that's pretty cool. And I mean, I guess supervillains would be the first thing, but like we're talking about fodder enemies. You know what I mean? You can't fight a supervillain populate, you know, each level with like 100 supervillains, right? Unless it's the end of Secret Wars. You know, getting this robot, you know. Not only is it a cool design, it's this bizarre, crawling, insect-like creature, but on top of that, like, you know, and I said this back in the day, I had a video. Oh, this should be fun to talk about. I had a video that, you know, is my least favorite things about Avengers and stuff that I would like to see fixed in the future. And one of those things was boss fights. You know, I was like, you know, a lot of the boss fights in the game are very simple. And even though I like that Taskmaster is in the game, and even though I like that, what's it called? The Abomination is in the game, it's very simple fights, whereas, you know, this fight is much more designed, and I liked that about it. And so it's kind of this, like, seesaw where, like, you know, or maybe a Venn diagram where, like, we want it to be both. We would like to have recognizable villains, like Abomination and Taskmaster, but we'd like the well-designed bosses, like the, you know, the Warship and the Warbot. You know, we would preferably like to have both, not just one or the other, because the way it was at the time is that you either get a recognizable villain as a boss, or you get a compelling and interesting boss battle. Because as much as, you know, it's nice to have the boss battles of Taskmaster and stuff, you know, it's just kind of beat up the guy, you know what I mean? Beat up the taller guy than he normally is. You know what I mean? Like, Taskmaster, it's time to just beat him up. I forgot what I was going to say now. There was something that I wanted to bring up. Darn it, I hate that. I hate that when that happens. That bothers me more than anything else, is when I forget stuff. Either way, now we have, you know, better boss battles, and, you know, I always say, like, mission variety is still, like, one of the #1 things. Back in the day, it was the #1 thing, but now we've gotten more mission variety, and some, you know, better designed, like, boss battles and stuff like that, like, and so it's a little easier for me to say, you know, there's other stuff that I'd like to focus on, but I still do want, you know, a greater diversity of mission variety in this game. But, you know, we got Monica, which was awesome. In my opinion, I really like Monica. We got the raid. The OLT, you know, was from one of the campaigns, but is still, you know, different and also present on, you know, in the multiplayer, which is nice. And, you know, again, I think that they've done a good job with that criticism of, like, you know, mission variety and objectives could be better, right? At least more varied. And I think they, you know, they definitely could still do more, but I think they did a good job at listening to players on that front. Darn it, what was I going to say? This is why I need to clean my floors on National Clean My Floors Day. The nation recognizes that Carrot needs to clean his floors. Hey, there we go. Where else do I go? Okay. I'm still trying to remember it. I know I'm like in my head, like, what was I gonna say? It was something that, like, I wanted to talk about that I haven't talked about, that I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I have an opportunity to talk about this in a video, you know what I mean? And now I just can't remember what it was, so I guess it wasn't that important, was it? I guess I'll just say, like, really quickly on the Miss Marvel show, I haven't finished it still. I only watched the first episode, and I liked it a lot. But I'm still bummed out that they changed her powers. You know, I think similar to the costume, like, obviously the character is more than their powers, right? Obviously. You know, what makes a Marvel character compelling has a lot more to do with who they are, you know, rather than what they can do. But that being said, I think it is still part of the fun, and, you know, I don't think it's wise, I'll say. Like, I don't think it's the smartest idea to erase, like, their powers, their iconic abilities, you know what I mean? That's the fun of superheroes, right? So to, I don't know, decide that Kamala's powers, the way they were, like, weren't good enough, like, you know, obviously they can still have a great, compelling show, and obviously they can still have, like, you know, a crew that worked super hard on it, and I don't want to, you know, discredit any of them, but at the same time, it's a little bit of a bummer, because I really do think that, this guy fell. Oh, careful. I really do feel that it's an important part of Kamala's character, even if it seems silly, or you know, like, people love that part of her. If Spider-Man was brought to, you know, live action and he could fly, you know, we would still have a good Peter Parker or whichever Spider-Man they chose, right? Like, it would still be interesting and exciting if they made it well, and I'm sure they could make it well, right? There's a lot in Spider-Man beyond his powers that makes him interesting, so I would definitely be down to watch something like that, and I admit that it would be good, but at the same time, it would be a little bit weird if instead of him having Spider-Man powers or webs, he just flew everywhere. You know, it would be a really strange choice, and I think that's the best way to put it, is that it's an odd choice. It doesn't necessarily automatically invalidate. Did I just get an exotic? Nice. It doesn't invalidate, you know, the project, but it's just an odd choice. I think that's the best way that I can really put it. Yeah. So that's today's Avengers Fast-Play. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're having a great Clean Your Floors. Again, it sounds so like Clean Your Floors Day. Happy Clean Your Floors Day. And if you didn't clean your floors, it just feels like aggressive. Like, it feels like somebody's talking at you. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is my second channel, Raw Carrot Scraps. I do more casual videos here, but I also have a main channel, Carrot Scraps, where I upload my more edited and scripted videos. I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/carrotscraps. I had a lot of fun. recording today. As usual, I'll be back tomorrow for another Avengers Fast Play. So I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.